Okay, spoiler warning right now, just saying, I will talk about this movie. So, if you want to watch this filth, it is only 70 minutes long. Big trigger warning also for everything. Please click off this video if you ever get uncomfortable. Your mental health matters more than your morbid curiosity, and I wish I learned that lesson earlier. Hi, friends! I watched August Underground yesterday, and I like the history before the film more than the film itself. The film is very disgusting but kind of good. I'm very interested in special effects, and I think the art form of special effects are so cool. I have a problem when watching horror movies that I tend to suspend my disbelief. This is very unhelpful when watching August Underground. For an example, I found the scene where he cuts the toe, but at the same time, obvious low budget, and I love low budget horror. You have to use more creativity to achieve a believable result, and in August Underground, the creativity is at its highest. So, now into the film, we breathe, lay back, and get comfortable, because this is a doozy. You deserve to be comfortable. Directed independently by Fred Vogel, he went on to make his own film studio with his wife, which that story is very inspiring. Also, apparently, Andrew Laurer is in it, and on his IMDb says he's sort of known and is an activist and seems really cool, so that's rad. I love independent films in the most pretentious way possible. I kind of wish I didn't do research before watching this movie. I bet going into this movie without any prior knowledge would have had a greater impact, but I just can't. I just can't! This definitely it has a very do-it-yourself kind of vibe and aesthetic that I love. Except one opinion I agree with is that the filter is kind of stupid. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. They used a camcorder with no modifiers. It would have been way more believable and less tacky. But the scenes where they made fun of the Jesus statue was pretty rad to look at, like this. It's giving early Suicide Boys album cover, and I think that's cool. That's not the intention, obviously, but I ramble. The disturbing message of this film stuck with me more than the disgusting acts the main characters performed on their victims. Yes, I understand that this is just a shock party film, that you're grossed out duh, ew, he stuck poo-poo up her bum-bum. Don't make me talk like that again. That's not what was disturbing to the film, to me. Yeah, that's gross, but what made this film disturbing to me is the reality of the situation. The reality of, hey man, you could totally go to a concert and there are just sadists hanging around. The scene that messed me up the most was the tattoo artist scene. Guy literally goes into a tattoo parlor and gets a tattoo. That's so subtle. I know that, but they talk like people. It doesn't have that theatrical dialogue that everyone is so used to. You see this man they said they'd give $20 if they flashed them once, then twice. Then they're like, oh, that's not enough, and this girl's not happy, very not happy. She seems so uncomfortable. Well, I would be too. These people are so sick and see everyone else as just objects for their own pleasure, especially women. The following scene, I was just repulsed watching. He forces her to lose her dignity on camera. And all I can think about is that this person playing this is most likely a volunteer or some sort. And they knew on the side, and it's her face and everything was shown, and she seemed so uncomfortable, and I just feel so bad for her. That's so objectifying. And I hope she wasn't pressured into doing that scene. I give her so much of my own respect. Following the obscenity in the vehicle, murderer dude takes her out of the vehicle to harm her a lot. A lot. Oh, she's now unconscious, and they just like ditch her because they're awful people. Then it cuts to like a pig processing plant, and they think dead pig carcasses are funny, I guess. I really didn't understand these people, and some of like the commentary I get from this film is like relationship between humor and depravity. Something extremely disturbing, very disgusting things to elderly people, women, men, and like verbal, physical, and mental torture as a hobby. Outside of the hobby, he just seems like a dude. And the cameraman just seems like a dumb guy. Okay, now for the timeline of this film. Yay! So it opens up to like a bloody naked lady just going straight in. No build up, just bam! And they're just so excited. They're like, oh my god, look at this lady we're brutalizing. Like, what the fuck? Cameraman is just such a big stinky poo poo dork doofus head that like pokes at her and like unrighteously sexualizes her in the worst way, while Sprosky, serial killer dude, is literally chopping off her boyfriend's leg. Great. They pour beer on her because, you know, they're bros doing bro stuff, I guess. Man, you know I did not have an authentic male childhood because I didn't do that with my bros. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't joke about that. They mess with this girl for about 10 minutes, but it seems like so long when they cut to a small concert where they mosh for a bit, then get kicked out, I think. They're in the back alley and just like being angry and like yelling and stuff, so they seem mad. Then they're like driving and pick up this girl using the humor and stupidity of the main characters to like further get into your system as a viewer that these people are the most depraved, disgusting, least morality douches on the planet. These people don't care. And these people are sadly still people. They're just chilling in society. They get away with it. And the least believable scene in this film is the robbing scene. Like, they just beat up and mess with these dudes in the store and kind of just like fuck around, and the cops don't get called. No one fights back. Well, the guy behind the counter fights back, but he's like 1/4 of the size of the murderer dude, and the other two were just like distraught and like ah on the ground, and the main character dudes make them sniff each other's butts. Ha ha. So fucking funny, guys. Like, does the director of this movie actually think this stuff is funny, or is it like an exaggeration? I don't know. Cuts to them go and get their gas pumped in Jersey when they go to their grandma's house to, of course, beat her up. Because why not, I guess. Cuts to them getting a tattoo and then torture these twins, and then one of them pees their pants. And the actor for one of the twins is like so ungodly good at acting disturbed and distraught. Like, kudos on him. They're being dumb and like, tee-hee, yeah, it's so that we're disturbing these people, yeah. Cuts to them frolicking in a graveyard being bros, I guess. The main characters of this movie are like edgelord's final boss. This character thinks he's probably so cool and tough, and however, he just looks stupid. The contrast between his everyday personality and his underground serial killer personality is what's truly disgusting. He seems like a normal guy going out and about in his daily life. So normal, in fact, that when the scenes where he's being like obscene, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that real people are this detached from humanity and have a reason for their empathy towards others, and the visuals, and quite frankly, it's hard for me to understand them at all. Like, these pea-brains find enjoyment from torturing people and smelling gross stuff and vomiting on people. Like, that's not good. I mean, I guess that is good because that means I'm not a psychopath, nihilistic serial killer. So, That's rad. If you have any point that like I didn't talk about or you just like want to, please do. I loved working and I love the fact that you took the time out of your day to listen to me. Thank you so much. I'm going to watch the other two August Underground films and make reviews on them as well. If you have any recommendations of films I should watch, please let me know. I love movies and I love y'all for bearing with me. Please take care of yourself. You know who you are, and if you're actually watching this video, hi. Please don't judge me. I love you. I got your text message. I'm ignoring it right now because I'm recording, but